My husband cheated with a coworker, secretly draining our savings to fund their affair, leaving me blindsided and broke. I filed for divorce, moved out, and fought back against his lies, determined to reclaim my life and what's mine. Hey everyone, my name's Emily. I'm 26 years old, and I've been sitting on this mess for a while now, trying to figure out if I'm losing my mind or if I've got every right to be as pissed as I am. I've lurked on Reddit long enough to know this is the kind of thing people spill here, so here I am, dumping it all out. Buckle up, because it's a lot. I've been married to Ryan for 4 years. We met in college, hit it off at some random party, and honestly, I thought he was the one. He's 28 now, works as a project manager at this mid-sized construction company, and he's always been the charming, dependable type. At least, that's what I thought. He's got this laid-back vibe that makes people like him, but he's also stubborn as hell when he's set on something. I'm a graphic designer, freelancing mostly, so I'm home a lot, which is probably why I started noticing things slipping over the past year. It started small. Ryan would come home late from work drinks or client meetings, and I didn't think much of it at first. He's always been good at talking his way out of stuff, and I trusted him. But then the late nights turned into weekends where he'd vanish for hours, saying he had to run errands or help a buddy with something. I'm not the clingy type, so I let it slide, until I couldn't anymore. About 6 months ago, I found out he was cheating. Not through some dramatic confrontation or catching him in the act, but through a freaking bank statement. Yeah, you heard that right. I was going through our joint account because our rent payment bounced. Super weird since we're not broke, and I saw these random cash withdrawals. Like hundreds of dollars at a time, sometimes twice a week. I asked Ryan about it, and he brushed it off, saying it was for work stuff or lunch with the team. But it didn't add up. We're not rich, but we've got a decent savings account, and I handle most of the bills, so I know what's normal for us. I let it go for a bit, but it kept nagging at me. Then one night, he left his phone on the counter while he was in the shower, something he never does anymore. I'm not proud of it, but I snooped. And there it was, text with some girl named Abigail. Flirty stuff, heart emojis, can't wait to see you crap. My stomach dropped. I scrolled further and saw plans to meet up at this shady motel an hour away. I didn't confront him right then because I was too shocked, but I started piecing things together. The cash withdrawals? They lined up with those motel meetups. He wasn't just cheating, he was hiding money for me to fund it. Our money. Money we'd saved for a house, for trips, for our future. I felt like an idiot for not seeing it sooner. Ryan's always been smooth, but this was next-level sneaky. I started digging more after that, checking his laptop when he was asleep, and found emails about a secret credit card he'd opened. He'd racked up thousands on it. Dinners, hotel rooms, even freaking jewelry. None of it was for me. So yeah, that's the main mess. My husband's cheating and siphoning off our family money for his side chick. But it gets worse. There's more crap piling on top of this that's making me question everything. For one, my mom's involved now. She's always been nosy, the type who thinks she's helping but just makes things messy. When I told her about Ryan, she flipped out and insisted on hiring a PI to get proof. I didn't even ask her to do that. She just went for it. 2 weeks later, she's texting me blurry photos of Ryan and Abigail at some coffee shop, plus a receipt from the PI that she expects me to split with her. I love her, but she's turning this into her own personal soap opera, and it's stressing me out even more. I keep telling her to back off, but she's like, "You need to know everything, Emily." I already know enough, Mom. Thanks. Then there's Ryan's family. His parents adore him. He's their golden boy. When I hinted to his mom that things weren't great between us, she got all defensive and said, "Ryan's a good man. He'd never do anything to hurt you." Cool. Guess I'm imagining the affair then. His dad's worse. He straight up told me I should stop overreacting because men have needs. I wanted to scream. They've got no idea what's going on, but they're already Team Ryan, and it's making me feel like I'm the crazy one. Oh, and Abigail. I looked her up. She's 24, works at Ryan's company as some admin assistant, and from what I can tell, she's got this bubbly, flirty personality that probably sucked him right in. I don't know her personally, but I've seen her Instagram. Public, because of course it is, and it's full of selfies and captions like, "living my best life." Meanwhile, I'm over here wondering how much of my money paid for her best life. I haven't confronted her yet, but the urge is there. The sub-conflicts keep stacking up too. Like, our friends are starting to notice something's off. We've got this tight-knit group from college, And last month at a barbecue, Ryan was glued to his phone the whole time. One of our buddies, Jake, pulled me aside and asked if everything was okay. I lied and said yeah, just work stress, but I could tell he didn't buy it. Now I'm dodging invites because I don't want to fake it in front of everyone. Or worse, have Ryan bring his shady energy and make it obvious. Work's another mess. Freelancing means I set my own hours, but I've been so distracted I missed a deadline for a big client last week. They were cool about it, but I could tell they were annoyed. I keep replaying everything in my head, every late night, every excuse, every time I let it slide, and it's killing my focus. I'm mad at Ryan, but I'm mad at myself too for not catching on sooner. And then there's the house stuff. We've been renting this little 2-bedroom place for years, saving up to buy something of our own. That was our dream, you know? Late nights talking about where we'd live, what kind of backyard we'd have. Now I'm looking at our savings and realizing how much he's drained. I did the math. He's probably funneled at least 10 grand into this affair over the past year. 10 grand. That's a down payment chunk, gone. I feel robbed, not just of money, but of what we were building together. I finally confronted him 3 weeks ago. I couldn't keep pretending. I waited until he got home from work one night, 11 p.m., naturally, and laid it all out. The texts, the bank stuff, the credit card. He didn't even try to deny it at first, just sat there looking guilty. Then he switched gears, saying it didn't mean anything, and Abigail was just a fling. A fling he spent our house money on. I lost it. I yelled. He yelled back, and he had the nerve to say I was overreacting and pushing him away. He slept on the couch that night, and we've barely talked since. Now I'm stuck. Do I leave? We're married, so it's not that simple. There's legal stuff, money stuff, all of it tangled up. I've been Googling divorce lawyers, but every time I think about calling one, I freeze. Part of me still loves him, or at least the guy I thought he was. Part of me hates him so much I can't breathe. And part of me is scared of starting over, scared of what people will think, scared of being alone. My mom keeps pushing me to nail his ass to the wall, her words. She's got the PI on speed dial now, sending me updates I don't even want. Ryan's parents called me yesterday, asking why I've been distant, like I'm the problem. Our friends are starting to split. Some are texting me to check in, others are acting weirdly loyal to Ryan. And Abigail's still out there, probably clueless that I know, living off my damn money. I've been replaying our whole marriage in my head. Like, was he always this guy? There were little things even back then. Times he'd flirt with waitresses or dodge questions about exes. But I brushed it off because he was good to me. We had fun. We'd binge shows together, cook dumb recipes, laugh until we couldn't breathe. Where'd that Ryan go? Was he ever real? The other night, I was cleaning out the spare room, trying to distract myself, and found this box of old photos. Us at the beach, us at his cousin's wedding, us moving into this place. I sat there crying for hours, not even mad anymore, just empty. How do you go from that to this? How does someone look you in the eye every day and lie like that? I haven't told Ryan I'm thinking about divorce yet. He's been acting like everything's fine, making small talk, bringing me coffee like it's a peace offering. I don't know if he's sorry or just scared I'll leave and take half of what's left. I don't even know what I want anymore. Revenge, closure, a time machine? Yesterday, I drove by that motel from the texts. Didn't see his car, thank God, but just being there made me feel sick. I sat in the parking lot for like 20 minutes, staring at the neon sign, wondering how many times he'd been there with her. I wanted to burn the place down, not literally, but you get it. I went home and drank half a bottle of wine instead. I keep thinking about the money too. 10 grand's a lowball estimate. I bet it's more. I pulled our bank records going back 2 years, and there's so many gaps. Cash withdrawals, miscellaneous charges, stuff he waved off as no big deal. I trusted him to handle the big financial stuff because he's good with numbers, and now I'm kicking myself. How do you rebuild from that? Even if I leave, he screwed me over so bad I'll be starting from scratch. My mom thinks I should sue him or something, get every penny back. I don't even know if that's a thing. Can you sue your husband for being a cheating dirtbag? She's got all these wild ideas, like garnishing his wages or selling his car. I just want to stop feeling like this, like I'm drowning in his mess. The worst part is how it's messing with my head. I look in the mirror and feel like a fool. I keep wondering what Abigail has that I don't. Is she funnier? Prettier? Better in bed? I hate that I'm even thinking that, but it's there, eating at me. Ryan swears it's not about me, but how is it not? He chose her over me, over us, every time he handed her my money. I've been crashing at my mom's place the last few nights, just to get some space. Ryan keeps texting, asking when I'm coming home, saying we need to talk it out. I don't even know what there is to say. He's sorry? Great. Doesn't undo the affair or the lying or the fact that our savings are trashed. I'm so tired of fighting, of crying, of pretending I'm okay. I've got a meeting with a lawyer tomorrow. Nothing set in stone, just a consultation. My mom set it up, surprise, surprise, and I'm too drained to argue. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. I just want to know my options. If I stay, can I ever trust him again? If I go, how do I untangle myself from this wreck? Either way, I lose something. I've been scrolling Reddit late at night, reading other people's stories, trying to figure out how they got through stuff like this. Some say leave, some say forgive, some say torch his life and walk away smiling. I don't know which one's me yet. I don't even know who I am anymore. Just some chick whose husband turned out to be a liar and a thief. So yeah, that's where I'm at. A cheating husband, a drained bank account, a meddling mom, and a life I don't recognize. Am I the one screwing up by not deciding yet? Am I being unreasonable for wanting to scream at him, at her, at everyone? I don't know. I just needed to get this out somewhere.
Update incoming.
Update. This is what has happened since then. Hey everyone. It's been about 3 months since I last posted here, and holy crap, a lot has gone down. I've been meaning to update you all because things have gotten wilder than I ever expected, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Thanks for all the comments last time. Reading them on Reddit kept me sane when I felt like I was losing it. Here's where things stand now. So, after that lawyer consultation I mentioned, I decided to pull the trigger and file for divorce. It wasn't easy. I spent days just staring at the paperwork, second-guessing myself. But every time I thought about staying, I'd remember the bank statements, the texts, the motel. I couldn't unsee it. So I lawyered up, served Ryan the papers, and moved out for good. I'm crashing in a tiny one-bedroom apartment now, about 20 minutes from our old place. It's not much, peeling paint, noisy neighbors, but it's mine, and that feels like a win. Ryan didn't take it well. At first, he tried the whole, let's work it out routine, showing up at my mom's place with flowers and apologies. I wasn't there, thank God, but she told me he looked like a kicked puppy. When that didn't work, he flipped a switch, started calling me selfish, saying I was ruining his life by leaving. Dude, you ruined it when you funneled our money to Abigail. Last I heard from him, he was threatening to fight me on the financial stuff, claiming I couldn't prove he spent anything on her. Good luck with that, buddy. I've got receipts, literally. The divorce process is a nightmare. We're still haggling over assets, and he's dragging it out, probably hoping I'll cave. I won't. My lawyer's a shark, worth every penny, and she's already digging into that secret credit card he thought I wouldn't find. Turns out he's deeper in debt than I realized, like 20 grand deep. Part of me feels bad for him, but then I remember he brought this on himself. He's still working at the construction company, but I heard through a mutual friend he's on thin ice there, showing up late, screwing up projects. Karma, maybe? Abigail's still in the picture, which surprised me. I figured she'd bolt once the cash dried up, but nope. I ran into her, accidentally, at a gas station a month ago. I was pumping gas, and there she was, 2 pumps over, laughing on her phone like nothing's wrong. She didn't see me, but I got a good look. Tight jeans, big sunglasses, same best life energy from her Instagram. I wanted to march over and ask how it felt spending my money, but I didn't. Just got in my car and peeled out. Still kicking myself for not saying something. Here's the new problem, though. Ryan's spreading lies about me. Like, next-level garbage. A couple weeks ago, I got a text from an old college friend asking if it was true I'd trashed his place before I left. Oh, what? Then another friend asked if I'd stolen from our joint account first. I was floored. Turns out, Ryan's telling people I'm the bad guy, that I drained our savings out of spite and left him broke. He's playing the victim so hard, it's almost impressive. I've had to set the record straight with a few people, but it's exhausting, and I know some still believe him. It's like he's trying to rewrite history to save face, and it's pissing me off more than the affair ever did. I confronted him about it over text, couldn't stomach a phone call. He denied it at first, then said, "Well, you're the one who ran to a lawyer. What did you expect?" I expected you not to be a lying dirtbag, Ryan. He's got this narrative now that I abandoned him, and it's catching traction with his family and some of our friends. His mom even called me, crying, begging me to give him another chance. I hung up. I'm done with that circus. On my end, I'm trying to rebuild. The apartment's a start. I've got a second-hand couch, a cheap TV, and a bed that creaks like it's haunted, but it's home. Work's picking up too. After that missed deadline I told you about, I buckled down and landed a couple new clients. It's not enough to replace what Ryan blew through, but it's something. I've been hitting the gym too, mostly to burn off the rage. Punching a bag feels better than punching a wall, you know? Emotionally, I'm all over the place. Some days I'm fine, laughing at dumb TikToks, cooking dinner, feeling like I've got this. Other days, I'm a wreck. Last week, I found an old hoodie of his in a box I hadn't unpacked. Sat there holding it, crying like an idiot. Not because I miss him. Well, maybe a little, but because it's still sinking in that this is my life now. For years of marriage, gone. I keep wondering if I could have stopped it, if I'd been less trusting or more confrontational early on. Dumb, I know, but the thoughts creep in. Abigail's social media's been quiet lately, which is weird. She used to post every day, selfies, coffee cups, the works. Now it's crickets. Part of me wonders if Ryan's keeping her on a tighter leash, or if she's finally clued in that he's broke and a mess. I shouldn't care, but I check anyway. Call it morbid curiosity. The money situation's still a fight. My lawyer says we've got a solid case to claw back some of what he spent, but it'll take time. In the meantime, I'm living lean, ramen nights, skipping takeout, the works. It sucks, but I'd rather eat noodles than let him win. He's still got the house for now, since I moved out, but we'll split it eventually. Or he'll have to sell it. Either way, I'm not stepping foot in that place again. Ryan's lies are the thing that's really getting under my skin, though. It's one thing to cheat and steal, but to turn around and paint me as the villain? That's low, even for him. I've lost a couple friends over it, people I thought knew me better. One texted me this long rant about how I should have tried harder to save the marriage. I didn't even reply, just blocked her. I don't need that noise. But it stings, you know? Like I'm not just losing him, but pieces of my old life too. I've been leaning on my mom more than I expected. She's still a lot. Keeps trying to micromanage the divorce, but she's been there when I've needed to vent. She cooked me dinner the other night, and we just sat there watching trashy reality TV, not even talking about Ryan. It was nice. Normal, almost. I saw Abigail again yesterday, and this time she saw me. I was grabbing groceries, and she was in the checkout line ahead of me. She turned, locked eyes, and froze, like a deer in headlights. I didn't say anything, just stared back. She grabbed her bags and bolted. No idea if she knows who I am, but that look? She knows something. I felt this weird mix of victory and nausea walking out of there. So that's the update. Divorce is chugging along. Ryan's a lying jerk. Abigail's still around. And I'm trying to figure out who I am without all this baggage. The new problem is smear campaign, is messing with my head, but I'm not backing down. I've got my lawyer, my gym membership, and a stubborn streak a mile wide. I'll get through this, even if it's messy as hell. Am I the problem here for not letting it go? Am I being unreasonable for wanting to fight back? I don't know. Just needed to get this off my chest again.
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our daily updates.